welcome back to Live, Love, Life, and Travel. This is your girl Shamika, and if you're new here, welcome. Just to let you know, I usually try to upload on the daily and upload my travel videos every Monday through Thursday and my free talk videos on the weekend. So if you're interested, please hit that subscribe button. Topic of conversation is being black in Malaysia, a black female in Malaysia anyway. I don't know how it is as a man because I'm not a man and I haven't talked to anybody. If you're a guy, by the way, a man of color, and you want to know what it is like for a man to be traveling through Southeast Asia, because like guys have asked me, but they've also had guys sort of say like, well, it's only because you're a girl or only because of this, and I don't think that's true, but I can't really combat that because I'm not a man. So you can go follow Jabra Agro, who hasn't been uploading for a while, but he does talk about, he has 2 videos talking about being a black man in Southeast Asia, one particularly in Thailand, or you can go over to Minority Nomad's YouTube channel and ask him about his opinion. Okay. And for my other folks out there, this is definitely not a black or white channel. This channel is for everybody, but because I am black and I am female, sometimes I talk about what it's like to be female while traveling. Sometimes I talk about what it's like to be black while traveling, and sometimes black and female, because it's just who I am. So please don't get offended or run away or unsubscribe. There's plenty of videos for everybody. This particular video is me talking more about being black and female because I think this is, or maybe it's not, I don't know. Okay, just listen to the story. I've been to Malaysia a bunch of times, Penang, Malaysia, and Georgetown, and specifically, and I love Malaysia. I did a video about what I love about Malaysia. I love going back there. Anytime I have to do immigration, I always prefer to go to Malaysia because I just really like it a lot. I love the culture. I love the environment. I love the art. I love the atmosphere. I love the Indian food. It's just awesome. Every single time I go to Malaysia, I very much notice that I get a lot of attention from the Indian community in Malaysia, especially the Indian men. And it's different from the attention I get here in Thailand. Like a lot of Thai guys, not a lot, I'm not like Beyonce, but like I do get asked out, I do get flirted with, like, and I get, you know, they're really friendly, but that's just Thailand period. But it's like it's something different. It's more friendly, more open, more inviting, even sometimes flirtatious. And I've noticed that every single time I've gone to Malaysia, and I tried not to jump to conclusions, but now I'm pretty much thinking that my assumptions are correct. To like just overly hi and oh my gosh, hi, give me a hug, how are you doing, come talk to me, like just very open and welcoming. And I wasn't sure if it was because I was black or if it was because there is sometimes a reputation that comes with being a black female in other countries that black women are sluts, I guess. I'm trying to say that with they're promiscuous. I can't say it right, that's why I didn't want to say it, but that they sleep around and they're easy, no boundaries, no standards, stuff like that, because of the rap culture and the like Nicki Minaj, and I already did a story about that, and just I don't know, the rap culture and the R&B culture, just the media showing women shaking their asses all the time and twerking and shit like that. A lot of women do that. All races of women do that, but it's sort of like perpetuated in the black community with rap videos and just, I don't know, like MTV and Love Hip Hop and like Basketball Wives and all those TV shows. It just shows black women in a certain light, and then so other people sort of get the message that this is how black women are. So I don't know if that's the reputation in a lot of countries or different countries, or what countries that's more people believe in that more. I remember watching a girl's YouTube channel, and she was in Korea or China or something like that, I think Korea, and a guy came up to her and pretty much said like, you know, can you twerk for me or something like that, or can you shake your ass, like just a random guy, because he's like, you know, I watched the music videos, you know, black women have big ass and can you twerk for me or something like that, and she was kind of like, what? So it's kind of like perpetuated throughout the world, and so people can get the wrong impression of black women. Oh my gosh, I'm rambling. And so a part of me felt like maybe that could be it, because there was one instance where I was walking down Love Lane in Penang, Georgetown, Malaysia, and I already said that. And this Indian guy like smiled at me, hi, and I was like hello, and he stopped and said, oh, can you give me a hug, and like just put his arms out, and I was just like, this is weird, you know, maybe it's their tradition or their culture to like hug strangers, and I'm a friendly person, and maybe this was short-sighted of me, but I just said, okay, fine, I'll give you a hug. And I went to hug him, and he like grabbed my head and like tried to kiss me, and I like pushed him away, like what the fuck, and he kind of just like laughed it off and walked away like it was no big deal. And I was like, what the hell? And then like there was 2 other times in Thailand this has happened too, and I never mentioned it before because it happened so long ago, and it was like twice out of the over a year and a half that I've been in and out of Thailand. But there was one time where I was like walking like down this long dark street that you have to walk through just to get to the main street. I used to live way out of the city. I used to live in the boonies where all the Thai people were, and like there was no Westerners at all. Everything was in Thai. Anyway, I was walking, and I noticed like I felt like I was being followed by this guy on a motorbike. Like every 5 minutes I would look, and he would be there, not close to me, but there. And so I was like, I don't know if it's in my head, is this guy following me? Eventually he did roll up and pull up next to me, and he said something I didn't really know, like I didn't understand what he said. I thought he was asking me if I wanted a ride, so I looked over to say no, and he was pretty much jacking off, like just sitting there jacking off. And he asked me how much, like I was a prostitute, and I just like fuck off, and I like start walking really fast like to get to the main street, and he like drove off. He didn't bother me after that once I told him to like fuck off. And I've heard other stories of black women who've gone to different cultures where people just assume that they're prostitutes. And then there was another time I took a red car taxi here in Thailand, and the taxi driver, I said, hey, come sit up front. And sometimes they do say sit up front when there's like no one in the back. Like most times it's harmless. And so I sit up front, and then he dropped me off, and he like leaned over like kissed like that, and he's like a little old man, and so I thought it would be cute, like, oh, it's this little old dude like leaning over for a cheek kiss. So I went to like give him a kiss, and he did the same thing, like he grabbed my face and like tried to like kiss me on the lips, and I pushed him away, and he seemed really embarrassed and humiliated, and he was really apologetic and like, I'm so sorry, like he assumed that I would be okay with it. Once he realized I wouldn't, he was very like embarrassed and sorry that he put himself in that position, or put us in that position. So that was twice in Thailand. So this happened again in Malaysia, but that was the only time it ever happened in Malaysia. And so I wasn't really sure, like because of that situation that happened. But all the other situations, nothing happened. It was just really, really nice to me. So I wasn't really sure like if it was because and the reason why I think maybe it's because I'm just a black female is because they've said it pretty much, and I'll get to that in a minute, or if it's because they think that I'm like a prostitute or something. And so I watched this documentary like a few days ago about black people living in India, like actual black people who immigrated to India or born or raised in India. And the black African natives who immigrated to India say they do face a lot of racism and discrimination. And then they interviewed the black woman, and she did say like she gets asked multiple times a day like how much. Like people just assume she's a prostitute, which took me back to the time I was in Thailand asking how much, and then the guy just thinking he can just kiss me out of nowhere, even though I did hug him. Maybe that was like my fault or whatever, but I thought it would just be like, I thought it was just like a friendly gesture, really I did. And so yeah, and by the way, there is a area or like a town in India that is, the whole community are black African immigrants, but they're not immigrants, they're all like most of them are born and raised there because their ancestors moved there or migrated there centuries ago or generations ago, and they're just like, they're Indian, but they're all like, the whole town, the whole city is all like black Africans. So I thought that was really interesting. And so if I go to India, I definitely want to go and see that because I think that's interesting. And they were basically saying like, yeah, the same thing, like if they leave this area, they also experienced discrimination. And I've been searching for any woman, any single female woman or black woman who's gone to India on YouTube, and I can't find any videos. So if anybody know any person who recorded this, please let me know, and I'd like to watch, because I really want to go to India, and I'm going to go to India. Like, I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm going to go to India. If I feel like I need to take extra safety precautions or just go with a friend, then I will. Or just, like, you know, like, hook up with other people. Not hook up with other people, but, like, you know, stay in a hostel or stay with other people and just sort of go out with them or something. If I feel like I might get more hate or something, I'm not really sure. I'm not talking bad about India, and I'm not trying to talk bad about Indian men or their culture or their country whatsoever. I think India seems like a beautiful, lovely country, and I definitely want to visit. This is just my story and what I've heard about my research and stuff like that. And so a part of me felt like that could be the reason. And in Malaysia, right on Georgetown, there is a hotel motel area, and there are prostitutes that stay around there who like linger outside, and they all of them are black women. Unfortunately, all of them are black women, and so I can see maybe that's just even perpetuating the stereotype even more. So a part of me feels like that is a part of it, but the other part of me feels like it's because of the color of my skin. And the reason why, and I'm not, like, it's not in my head, because, like, I met up with a group of women. We're doing missionary work throughout Southeast Asia, and it was a lovely group of women, and only, you know, one of them were black, and we ended up hooking up, like, we ended up, like, befriending each other, and she invited me out to dinner with all her other friends. And after dinner, me and her were standing at the end of the table, and all the other women were standing to the right of us. And two Indian men walked past all the other girls, and when it got to us, they were like, "Hey, how you doing? Nice, hi," like completely ignored all the other girls that were of other races and only talked to us, the two black girls. And so I definitely feel like there's definitely extra attention, but I don't think all of it. If it is any of it because there is a rumor or they assume that we are sexually available all the time, if that is a rumor, I don't think that's why that's the case and the reason why it gets so much attention. Because other than that one time, in my experience, anytime an Indian guy, and it's always been men, not women, have ever approached me to say hi, to speak to me, they've always been really nice and really kind and really respectful and just really friendly. And so I don't think it's because if any of that exists, that rumor, I think that's maybe some of the reason, but I don't think that's all of the reason. Because they've told me themselves, like, the reason why I like you is because you and me. Like, they would point to their skin and then they'll point to my skin and say, same, we're the same, like that. That's why I assume it's because I'm black. So it's not just in my head, alright? Because I've been told by them, you know, like, they will, like, and I said this in my last story where I was walking around just admiring this town because it's beautiful, and a group of Indian men were sitting outside just sort of like kikiing with one another, and they asked me to join them, and because it was daytime and it was public and we were out in the open, I said yes. And they offered me drink and juice and tea and beer, which I refused, and food, which I refused to because it was meat. But they were just being very hospitable, and they said, like, the reason why we want to be nice to you and give you food and drink because we are the same. Like, and that's happened at least several times going back and forth to Malaysia. So I think it's more like maybe they appreciate seeing a tourist of color in their community, you know. So I think that's more of the reason, because I've only experienced the whole, like, overly flirtatious thing once in Malaysia, twice in Thailand, but only once in Malaysia. And so I think more of it is because of the other reason. I think it's a positive thing. But I could be wrong, like, I don't know, like, if you are a black female and you've been to Malaysia and you think it's the other way around, feel free to comment in the comment section below. So that's it. Like, I love Malaysia. And I'm going back, and I'm so excited because I can eat good Indian food, and I miss Indian food. And yes, I think that's more the reason. Like, and it's very, like, it's really noticeable. It's really noticeable. Like, and it's nice because you feel like everyone's really open and welcoming you into their country. Like, I could be standing there and a guy would come over and just be like, hi, what is your name, like, what do you do, like, and just sit down and start talking to me and tell me about his life and he's going through, and in a very respectful, intellectual way. It's not nothing over flirtatious or anything like that, but I definitely notice I get a lot more attention. Like, I feel like Rihanna walking on the street like, hi. Anyway, yeah. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. Like this video if you want to like it and you want to continue to follow me on this crazy game called life. Please subscribe, and thank you guys from Live, Love, Life, and Travel.
Waterworks every time I cancel reservations. Messing with her heart like I'm playing Operation. Telling me I wish you had a normal occupation.